absolutely smoking today, ay caramba. So I thought I'd make a quick video listing some predictions for the Nobel Prize in Literature this year, because it comes out in a week. And it's always a big highlight of the year when they give it to some obscure Eastern European writer that no cunt has heard of. Last year, the committee surprised us by picking someone who's actually amazing. I've really grown to love Annie Ernaux's work, and I would not have rushed to read it if they hadn't given her the award. That being said, for whatever reason, my heart is sinking this year, yes. It's very rare you get two bangers in a row. Svetlana Alexievich, I think she was followed by Bob Dylan. Tokarczuk was followed by Peter Handke, God help me. I know a lot of people are going, oh, I think this year it's gonna be someone from Africa. Oh, I think this year it's gonna be a woman. I just think this year it's gonna be someone dog shit. We've lost a couple of heavy hitter possibilities over the last year. Hilary Mantel, Cormac McCarthy, Milan Kundera, Javier Marias, there's tons. There's really quite a lot. And that means that the video I made a while ago has become largely obsolete, and a lot of those predictions I don't necessarily agree with anymore. So this video is just going to be 4 or 5 really quick ones, and then we'll move on to getting that award and reading their shit. In that previous video, I went through some of the picks that were made on the betting sites, but now I realize that the betting sites are deranged. So a lot of these predictions are off the top of my batty mind. Right, first prediction is two people actually. It's Jon Fosse and Knausgaard. So both of these, they're both, I believe, Norwegian writers. They've both written epic Proustian books, as Jon Fosse just finished his, and they have both been touted for the prize. For whatever reason, Fosse is touted higher. Fosse wrote the Septology, of which I've read some of. I've reviewed that on this channel somewhere. Knausgaard also has his massive book that I've read the first part of. I like them both. I prefer Knausgaard personally. I don't know why Fosse is being regarded so much higher than Knausgaard. On all the betting sites, Fosse is like second or third prediction and Knausgaard is right down. But either way, my prediction is actually that they both get it. I think they'll both get it in the same year. That's my prediction. It's been a while since they've given it to two in the same year, but there is precedent for them having done it, and they both have similar beneficial uses to mankind, as it says in Alfred Nobel's will. They both have a similar effect on the literature that is influenced by them. I can't say that you would pick one without the other. I feel like they both respect each other and they both write very similar types of work. So my prediction is actually that they're both going to get it at the same time. But if I had to pick one or the other, I guess I would pick Fosse. I'll just ape what everyone else is saying. But yeah, one of those two in the next 10 years is definitely going to get it. If neither of them gets it, that's very surprising. If they both get it in 1 year, I will feel like a prophet to mankind. Right, next prediction. We're speedrunning this. The next one is Laszlo Krasznahorkai, writer of Shatan Tango. I tried reading that. He's Hungarian. He's a Hungarian writer. He writes short books that are made of very long, very difficult to understand sentences. He's inaccessible. He's impenetrable. I tried reading one of his books and I DNF'd it because I didn't feel like I needed to finish it, and it was very hard to read. I'm not gonna lie to you. He is getting the hype of the fucking century, especially this year. He's topping a lot of polls. Everybody on the Reddit is predicting him. I don't know why. I'll finish one of his books if he wins. For sure. He's won the International Booker when it was awarding a person's body of work and not just one book like it does now. He's well regarded, he's unique, and his books are pretentious enough to where people would think that he deserves it. So that's another prediction. I think that's a very likely, honestly. I think that gets more likely by the year. Right, third prediction is Mircea Cărtărescu. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's just what makes sense to me. I've read Nostalgia and I'm reading Solenoid. At the pace I'm going, I'll finish it in about 2040, I think. I adore his writing. It's like magical realism, but written by someone with ADHD. It's a new idea every 20 pages. He can't focus on anything. He's jumping around so much. He's zany, he's kooky. It would be an awesome win. Personally, I think it'll take a couple more years. I don't think he'll get it this year, but I don't know. I mean, it's possible. So that's my third prediction. Alright, my fourth and final prediction is my favorite one to win. Not my favorite author, but he's the one I want to win the most. It's Gerald Murnane. Gerald Murnane, you had not heard of this man until about 2 years ago. I did. I get the boasting rights because he's Australian, and in Australia he's very highly regarded. And then about 2 years ago, the New Yorker put forward an article being like, wow, this guy's actually really cool. And we know that he has been nominated for the prize before. It has been 50 years since Australia has won the award. I think, you know, J.M. Coetzee doesn't count, but it's been a while since someone from Australia has won the award. The reason he's getting the hype is because he's introspective, he's committed to his craft, and his books are pretty good. I like his writing. I've read, I think, 2 or 3 of his books, and I liked them for the most part. Only one of them I really didn't connect to. But The Plains is really good, Tamarisk Row was pretty good, and A Lifetime on Clouds I haven't finished, but I remember enjoying it for the most part. The reason he's likely is because he has been underappreciated and underseen up to this point. The way the Nobel Committee works is they create a massive long list of like hundreds of people. They take all of the nominations and they put them in a massive list. And you can bet your ass that they're not reading all the books from every person on that list. No chance. They're not trying to. What they do is they make that list and then they narrow it down to like 5 or 6 people based on general ideas of like, I don't know, importance, benefit to humanity, and other sort of qualities of their craft that they have. And then out of that short list, they pick a winner. They all read their shit and they pick a winner. So the reason people think that Margaret Atwood will never win is because she hasn't won yet. If they keep putting her on a long list and she hasn't won yet, then over time people are gonna go, really? She's on the list again? Fuck it, who cares? Like, nobody's gonna be championing her for the shortlist for 20 years straight. It's not gonna happen. Same with Murakami. I think that there's like a certain window where someone can get the prize, and you can't keep getting nominated. I can't imagine there's someone who gets nominated 15 or 20 times in a row and then gets it. I don't think that happens. So I think someone like Gerald Murnane, who's only been going for like 2 or 3 years, he's only been in the conversation for 2 or 3 years, I think he stands a better chance because he's underseen. If he gets put in a long list, people will be like, oh, who's that guy? He's like the new shiny object that they want. And that's what makes me think he could get on the shortlist and then win. And that combined with the fact that Australia is very underrepresented in these major circuits, or Oceania in general. It's been a while since someone from Oceania has won the prize, and nobody who's really properly Australian has ever won it because fucking Patrick White just writes like a British person, you know? I think it would be very interesting to see an Australian get it, and Gerald Murnane absolutely has the best chance. He would easily be the Nobel laureate who's best at shotgunning beer. Maybe Churchill could beat him. He's a grumpy old Australian man. I don't think he's ever left Australia. If he wins, he will not pick up the prize in person, I guarantee it. He'll have to send some other person, like fucking Tim Winton or something. And if he wins, I would review a lot of his books in one section. I'd review The Plains and Tamarisk Row, because I have them all in my house, so I'll just go get them and read them. So those are my 4 or 5 strong predictions. I have money on all of them, because the betting odds are so low that I can put like $1 on and it says, you'll win $100. So I have betting on all of them. And that's where we're sitting. Some other thoughts, there's a couple of American dickheads that could get it. I don't think Thomas Pynchon will get it because, let's be honest, we don't even know if he's still fucking alive. Don DeLillo could get it, that's definitely a possibility, that would be very interesting. Anne Carson is a perennial option, she's more likely than Margaret Atwood in my eyes. I feel like the Academy probably treats Africa as an entire entity because they haven't proven themselves not to. So I think given that they've given it to Abdulrazak Gurnah, they're not gonna visit Africa again for a little while. I think they've exhausted what they think are the opportunities there. So someone like Ngugi wa Thiong'o is not gonna happen. I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Which is a shame, because I've liked the book that I read of his, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Now that they've given it to one African writer, it's not gonna happen for like another 10-20 years. They haven't shown proof that they would, sorry guys. China is for sure gonna happen again soon, because a lot of these Chinese authors have had to go through censorship and jail time, and they've been imprisoned for free speech, and the Nobel Committee fucking love it when you struggle like that. They love it when an artist struggles. So I think someone from China is possible, but there's like 4 or 5 options, and I haven't read any of them apart from San Shui's book, Frontier. I haven't read anything by any of the others, so I can't predict one over the other there. I don't know necessarily. I think it's going to be another European. I think it's going to be an Eastern European this year. And I think out of the options that I picked, one of those 4 or 5 is in with pretty good standing. Annie Ernaux was considered pretty high last year. She was one of those options that got touted a lot. And she just finally happened to get it, which is cool. But yeah, who knows? That's all I've got. Thank you, babes. If Colleen Hoover wins, I will be a rich, rich man.